Yeah, so I just want to make a quick video on Anthony Joshua and his ex-lover, AKA Skinz. And obviously, anyone who knows anything about anything knows that Anthony Joshua and AKA Skinz have been, lovers and been together for years, probably, I think, about 10 years. Everyone saw that, Skinz and Joshua broke up over the New York trip when Ruiz beat up Joshua. He didn't let Skinz come in until 5 days before the fight. And I think this is why it affected his performance, But, he cheated on Skinz. Anthony Joshua cheated on AKA Skinz. And this troubled the relationship. They tried to get back together. If you look at the second fight, they're back together in Saudi Arabia. Skinz is back in the mix. He's jumping up and down, hugging AJ, and being there with his belts, photographed with his belts. But the old magic was gone. Skinz was obviously very hurt. And the other thing you got to think about is, as I said before many times, even though Skinz looks, quite feminine, he's got long, greasy hair, AJ is this great bodybuilder guy who can't box. But, Skinz is the top because it's a psychological thing, right? Skinz and Joshua both like to reverse the positions. So Skinz becomes top, even though he's feminine. And Joshua, the big bull, muscular guy, becomes the bottom. So think about that. But what's more important in the Joshua mix is that him and Skinz obviously broke up, right? And then there was a Pulev fight. Well, Pulev had COVID and previously, and he wasn't really in a position to give AJ a good fight. And then there was the Usyk fight when Joshua got absolutely humiliated, battered by a man who was coming up from cruiserweight. But and AKA Skinz was nowhere to be seen, right? And this obviously, Joshua misses Skinz, yeah? He can't function without his boo-boo, yeah? Because boo-boo would hold him, would tell him everything was going to be okay, if they had a bad training session, and Joshua has tried to get away, but he can't. He's got a new lover, Angel Fernandez, but that was just a small-time thing, man, he knew it wasn't real. He knew it wasn't the same thing as the Skinz love. So, again, Joshua got beaten out by Usyk. Now, you might think, you must be tripping. This is Triple B. You must be tripping. Well, okay, so how many girlfriends has Joshua had? Zero girlfriends. This is a guy who's got a lot of money. He's muscular. He's not... no homo. He's not bad looking. I'm not into that kind of stuff to discuss other men's looks. But he could get plenty of women. And how many has he had? Zero women, right? Does that not make you think a bit? Well, hang on, what's going on here? Now, the one thing is, so he's allegedly had his child, JJ. He calls him very unoriginally, like AJ. But when the kid was born, he said, it's impossible. It can't be my child. There's no way this is my child. It's impossible. How could someone say that unless they knew it was impossible to impregnate that woman? Now, there are a number of theories, right? Firstly, the child isn't his, right? Secondly, maybe someone else got Joshua's nut and put it inside her. However, I don't know, maybe from AKA Skinz's mouth, and it made a child. I don't know. It's very creepy. But remember Boris Becker thing. Boris Becker went and got noshed off by some woman in a cupboard, and he was like, "This can't be my child. This cannot be my child." There's no way this is my child, because he hadn't busted nut in a cider. But obviously she'd put the nut and put it inside her afterwards. So, I understand sperm does not live outside the body for that long, but, it's enough just to spoon it in. It happened with Boris Becker. So, there was some situation like that. And then allegedly, he admitted the child was his, after a DNA test or something. I mean, I don't believe anything that comes out in the news. But he clearly knows it's not his kid. How could you deny that it was any possibility to have a child? You know. The reason he's saying that is because he'd never nutted in that woman, at that time. Or at all, more likely. So that's another fake thing. So Joshua obviously is clearly a batty man. We all know that. Anyone with a brain knows that. And then we move on to Skinz. So this was his lover. They were very close. They were always pictured together. They were never pictured apart. And, there was a problem with the Ruiz thing. Joshua may have cheated on Skinz. And they tried to make it up. It didn't happen. And weirdly, suddenly, out of the blue, right, AKA Skinz, right, who's done absolutely nothing to earn any money. He's been in 2 films, a bit part in some film. He would have got paid a little bit for that, but not much. And then a short, a short. Now that would have earned him about like $5,000. Yeah? And now suddenly he's got a property empire, right? He's got a health business. He has suddenly got a accessory business. He sells like socks, I think. AKA Skinz socks. So ask yourself, where did this money come from? He's not from a rich background. He's admitted himself. He was brought up in a council flat, so it's not family money. Right? So now suddenly he's got money to invest in these businesses. So where did it come from? Well, it's quite clear to me. And anyone with a brain, right? When he split up with A-Gay, he said, listen, I'm going to go to the papers. Or rather, he said, listen, baby, I'm going to go to the papers. Yeah, I'm going to tell them about everything. Right? Because he knows that's worth a little bit of money, not that much, but you get some money for stories. And Joshua and his management just bricked themselves. They're like thinking, well, hang on, man, we don't want this to come out yet. It will come out after he's retired, but they're thinking we don't want to come out yet. It might affect our fan base. It might affect, our promotional agreements. Maybe Luke Zay don't want a Batman, to be representing their brand at this point. So they paid Skinz some money. And what they did is signed an NDA. An NDA is called a non-disclosure agreement. It's when you agree not to talk about a relationship, a marriage, in exchange for money usually, right? Well, always. And, a lot of Hollywood guys do this, like, Tom Cruise's wives and girlfriends alleged girlfriends would have all signed this. So it means you can't talk about, our love, our relationship, the way we went shopping, the kind of stuff that AJ liked in bed. I mean, my mind is shudders to think, right? I imagine golden showers, brown showers, all that kind of stuff, sick stuff. I think that stuff is disgusting. So, they sign an agreement and go, look, okay, Skinz, we'll pay you $5 million. There you go. We've broken up. Go off in your way, but you're not allowed to talk about this. He's not legally allowed to talk about it at all. Even if he talks to guys in a pub, he could get himself in danger. So they've shut him out for $5 million, and they'll say that's more than enough money. That's value for money, so that if he spoke out about us, then maybe we'd lose $50 million. So 5 mil is a small price to pay. And that's not to say that Joshua will not come out. He definitely will. He definitely will. But he will come out when he's finished, when he retires. Because at this point, they don't want to risk the money. Eddie Hearn, all these other people who are in the money pot, they don't want to risk any loss of earnings, right? And they will ensure that the Joshua does not come out until he gets retired. And then he will come out, because then Joshua, starts to make money. Like, Eddie Hearn's finished by then. He's not promoting him anymore because he's not boxing, right? So he doesn't care. And then Joshua comes out, he says, yes, I was a Batman. I was a Batman with AKA Skinz. And I cheated on AKA Skinz with a Latino guy. But by that time, it'll be like Philip Schofield. Everyone will be like, oh, you're so brave. Oh, you're so brave. And he'll sell his book. It'll be like, Anthony Joshua, My Secret Life as a Batman. Right? And then everyone wins. Everyone wins, you know. I'm disgusted by the lack of truthfulness in people's lives. But when the pound note rules, you know, this is what people do. Anyway, peace.